What's going on, everybody? BroncoJuggalo here, and I am doing the Geek Legion of Doom tag and, I guess, contest entry, even though I just really wanted to do the tag, of my top 10 standalone films. They can't be any film that has a sequel, a reboot, a remake, or a prequel. And I decided I'm going to keep my answers within the horror genre. I was thinking about doing all these others, but man, I could name you 200 standalone films that I love. I love movies so much, and I watch movies all the time that, I mean, if I had to give a top 10 standalone, you would probably hear a lot of stuff like Braveheart, Saving Private Ryan, anything by Mel Brooks. Just about every single Mel Brooks film, with the exception of The Producers, because that one has a remake. You know, half of Tarantino's films. I can just go on and on. Casino, Goodfellas, you know, there's just so many. Scarface, so many great films out there that I love that don't have a sequel. So I decided I'm going to narrow it down, and I'm just going to give you my top 10 standalone horror films. Before I give you those, though, I want to give you an honorable mention. And I didn't put this on the list because technically it does not have a sequel, a remake, or a prequel or a reboot, but it is using characters from another franchise, and that movie is Never Hike Alone. I didn't want to, it's not technically part of the Friday the 13th series, but it is a Friday the 13th type movie, and I love that movie so much, but I didn't want to put it on the list just because technically it's a Friday the 13th film. Technically it isn't, you know, whatever. Anyways, these are in order of my favorites. Alright, starting with number 10, we have one that I just watched last night, and I love this movie. I've already fell in love with it, and I see me rewatching this one a lot. And that is one that was recommended to me by my good buddies Horrific Nightmares Jam and Joe the Horror Man, Silent Rage. Coming in at number 9, we have a film that I also just watched recently for this horror challenge that we're doing right now for the 12 Days of Christmas, and that is Christmas Evil. Coming in at number 8, we have a film that, once again, I'm pretty new to, that I was just exposed to, and was actually created by a friend of mine, and that is the movie Groundhog. And I'm not just putting it on here because Dave's a friend of mine. This is a fun, awesome film that I absolutely love. Coming in at number 7, we have The Cabin in the Woods. Love that movie. So original, so cool. Coming in at number 6, we have Pandorum. Perfect space horror. Fucking love that film. Coming in at number 5, we have Deep Star 6. Now, I know this movie gets a lot of hate from critics and everybody else, but I've always had a thing for this movie. I've always had a soft spot for it. I fucking love this movie, so it's on the list. Coming in at number 4, we have another deep sea adventure, and that is Sector 7. Oh, kind of deep sea. It's based on the ocean anyways. I love Sector 7. It's such an awesome movie. Coming in at number 3 is the only one that's not pretty much a horror film, and it is a horror film, but it's a comedy more than a horror. It's a comedy horror, and that is Shaun of the Dead. I love Shaun of the Dead, and I just had to put it on this list. It has no sequels. Now, they say technically it's part of the trilogy of films from a director, from Edgar Wright, but it's not sequeled by any, or prequeled by any, or anything like that. It's just 3 films he made that, you know, have the same actors in them. Kind of like Howard Hawks used to do with John Wayne films, and the Rio Lobo, Rio Bravo trilogy, you know, things like that. Or, you know, a lot of people used to do that back in the day, where they did. Sergio Leone did it with the Man with No Name as well. Sean mentioned that. Yeah, it's not. It has no sequel. It has no prequel. It has no remake. It has some, I guess you could call them companion movies, but it's still a standalone film. Number 2, I have Dee Snider's Strangeland. One of my all-time favorite films, all-time favorite horror movies. I fucking love this movie, and I try to turn as many people onto it as possible. And my number one is my favorite standalone horror film of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Fucking Dr. Giggles rules. It's Dr. Giggles, folks. The Doctor is insane. That is it, guys, for the Geek Legion of Doom Top 10 Standalone Films. This is BroncoJuggalo's Top 10 Standalone Horror Films. So I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to put that in that playlist too. I want to thank Sean Urshan for tagging me in this video, and I am going to tag... I'm going to tag the Horror Man. I would really like to know your thoughts on this. And I'm going to tag Hey Internet Eric here. This is BroncoJuggalo saying congratulations, Geek Legion of Doom. Peace.
You know, it's funny because they don't believe it. I'm not really sure why, but fuck it. That's on them.